No, this video is not clickbait. Yes, Trump is threatening to fire Jerome Powell all over again. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions here with a super quick market update, and just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware. So President Trump threatens to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell, calling him a dumb guy and a Trump hater. This is following a few weeks ago where this whole fiasco unfolded. Obviously, the U.S. needs to refinance its debt. I shared with you guys yesterday that for the first time ever in history, we have hit $37 trillion in our deficit. So the whole point that a lot of people voted for Trump was because he says that we needed to chip away from our deficit of at that point, $36 trillion. Now we're at 37. He wants to offer this big, beautiful bill that is supposed to add $3 to $5 trillion to our deficit, which is why Elon was so outraged about this big, beautiful bill. And that's how their whole beef started. But then now Trump is following up again because he needs to refinance and he wants to blame all of it on one guy. And that is Jerome Powell. He says, I don't know why the Fed board doesn't override this total and complete moron. Maybe I'll have to change my mind about firing him. The only thing that is dumb and that is, in my opinion, even a moron thing to say is you can't fire the head of the Federal Reserve. The funny thing is Trump actually blames Biden for putting Powell into power. But to my understanding, the one that originally voted Powell into his position was Trump himself. So again, it's just like when he can't get his own way, he just resorts to name calling. And again, I've seen this guy get a few things done. Don't get me wrong, and I think that's amazing. But why? Why does he always have to resort to mocking and calling people names when he's the president of the United States? Again, cheapening the presidency. So we'll see how the markets react. This wasn't released until a few hours ago. But again, Jerome Powell has said it before. The president has no influence on what him or the Federal Reserve chooses to do when it comes down to raising, pausing, or cutting interest rates. He says that, again, the Federal Reserve is going to stay the course, and if economic data does not support it, there is no rate cut in sight. The other thing that I also want to make sure that you guys are aware is, this is the odd thing, is that this is the second earthquake in the past week that has broken out in Iran. In the past week, a 5.2 magnitude earthquake in central Iran about 30 minutes ago. And this is the second one in the past 7 days. A lot of people are saying one of two things. Oh, this is God, obviously, because of Israel being against Iran. Israel being more of, God people, supposedly, right? I'm just saying what people are saying, right? That's what they're saying, like, oh, this is God, obviously not on Iran's side. Other people are speculating that is Iran testing underground nuclear weapons, and it's coming out as an earthquake. Obviously, there's technology out there that should be able to determine if it's an actual earthquake or it's something that's man-made. But nonetheless, this is the second earthquake in the past week. You guys let me know down in the comment section, just a coincidence, or do you think there is a deeper meaning behind it? The other thing that I also want to make sure that you guys are paying attention to is crude oil. Obviously, as this war between Iran and Israel began to break out, crude oil began to skyrocket. And as crude oil skyrockets, for those that do not understand the trickle-down effect, crude oil is most likely going to influence and affect our inflation rate. And the reason why is that when crude oil rises, crude oil, known as energy, is also tracked on our CPI data reports on a monthly basis. And if crude oil continues to go up, that increase is going to get passed down from the producers down to the consumers. It's not going to happen right away, but it's something that will get passed down eventually. And the more that crude oil rises, the more expensive it will be at the pump. So make sure that you're aware of that and make sure you're not surprised. With that being said, on the technical side, it has a descending lower high setup. So we'll see if it actually gets rejected this time. RSI is incredibly overbought. It's a descending setup. We'll see if it actually gets rejected or if it ends up making new highs. following with what we just talked about with inflation is consumers now expect, according to one of the most recent reports, that inflation is going to jump to 7.3% over the next 12 months, the highest reading in 44 years. So do we think that inflation is actually going to jump up? But I thought tariffs weren't inflationary. Surprise, surprise. Again, they most likely will be. This is just one of the most recent consensus. I don't really think the market's going to react right now because the market's very irrational and the market wants to continue to push up. So let's respect it. Trust me, I want the market to pull back just as much as you guys do. Why? Well, I want to be able to buy stocks at a cheaper price, at a good deal. And right now things are super inflated for no reason, but our time will come. And we all know that, right? Nothing fundamentally about this economy supports that is actually showing signs of growth. And just for the cherry on top, $200 million liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. A lot of you guys have been paying attention to the crypto market. Crypto is not something that I necessarily follow myself, but again, there's been these huge downswings from 110 all the way down to 103, from highs of 109 all the way back down to 103. And now we're making a lower high and testing 106.50 or 106.500 all the way down to 102, 103. So we'll see how things continue to develop. It looks like crypto has a really strong support right around 100 to 103. If we break the support, again, it's all just my opinion. It's just speculation. I'm not here to pretend like I can predict the future. Just looking at previous patterns, if we do break that support at that EMA, there's a potential downturn. And if we do break the support, we can't be surprised by that potential downturn. There is no confirmation about that now, just something to pay attention to, because we all know that if Bitcoin begins to downturn, it would most likely have to be that something also breaks or shifts in the market, and therefore it will provide the environment and the condition for crypto to also fall. And if crypto falls, what else is going to fall? Coinbase, Robinhood, and MSTR, and we are all ready for that, right? So very excited to follow up, and I'll make sure that I do my part in keeping you guys up to date. I had a lot of fun trading with you guys today, especially my LPP team. They got to see me trade live with every trade I took today. If you're part of my LPP team, feel free to watch today's live trading session. You would have seen one of my trades on Coin, one of my trades on Reddit. I made 5.5K on Coin. I made 2.3K on Reddit. And then on PLTR, I made 3.3K for a total of $11,000 on the day. Very grateful for it. Again, if you guys have any questions about watching me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. You can feel free to check it out and see if the LPP live sessions are a good fit for you. I'm going to be trading live on Monday, and if you want to tune on in, again, second link in the description down below, and we'll see you there. I hope and wish you guys an amazing weekend. Just wanted to do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.